Hello and welcome to this week's Generation 9 podcast. Your host, me, Victor Martinez, along with Esan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia. Welcome back. Thank you to Transparency Labs for the sponsorship. Again, remember, no dyes, no binders, no craziness. And for the question of the week,
we have two questions
they get
again.
the goodies.
Yeah, for the question of the week, we appreciate everybody commenting. Make sure you can just continue to comment, like, subscribe here at Generation Iron so we can continue to answer your questions and have Vic select your questions. So the question comes to us from H. Medina 629. And the question is, Vic, which are the top 3 to 5 blood work to ask for when getting blood drawn?
Oh, man. Well, I had to pull out what I send my clients, and it's just normal that you send them what blood work they need. Everybody should get them, especially trainers that want to start training someone. Ask this of your clients because you don't want somebody showing up beaten down, about to die unhealthy. But definitely you got to get the liver enzymes, AST, ALT, lipids, kidney functions, hemoglobin, glucose, and most importantly, free panel test levels, your test GH levels. And for men, PSA is very important.
Cancer.
Because, yes, for your prostate. And this is something that we do minimum once a year, sometimes twice, especially if they're going to be on TRT, because you got to check under the hood, man. Otherwise, you're asking for it. But
can you go to a normal clinic to get that done, or can you just have to, or can you go to? Because most hospitals and most general
they go
practitioners,
for basic. They go for basic. They check cholesterol, high blood pressure, but they never check your test levels. So you have to.
You got to request. You got to request.
You have to ask.
But you can't really get your PSA levels checked either. You have to get them checked by a specialist at a clinic. No,
especially they could get the blood work in, and somebody else will read it for them.
Got it.
Get a sports doctor, though. A lot of these doctors, again, they hate going into specifics when it comes to an athlete because for them it's such a drag, especially when they don't understand it, how to read it, what does it mean, Again,
mostly urgent care do that. I send all my clients to urgent care. They do that.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
All right. Well,
they just ask, what do you want? It's like a list. You have to pick the list, basically. But they are not They're not testing the hormones.
Yeah.
Just testosterone.
But it's crazy.
You have to ask, can you add testosterone? Can you check my hormones?
Ask for full panel. That's
full
it.
Panel,
ask for full panel. Remember, you use your insurance, they're going to bill your insurance $2,000, $2,500.
Damn.
You pay cash, $200.
Right.
Which is crazy. That's the abuse of the healthcare system of America.
Wow. That is insane.
Yeah. That's just the way it goes.
Well, yeah, there needs disruption. But anyways, I mean, obviously, that's important because people always ask that question. The second question comes to us from Jim Rat Matt. Jim Rat Matt, thank you for the question. And the question for Vic. I tore my right upper bicep tendon a few months ago and decided not to have it reattached.
Right top bicep.
My question is, my right bicep looks better than my left now. Is that normal? I lost a little strength.
Say again, why? He turned the bicep and then he says right now that looks better?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying it looks better. It probably does look better. It's because the illusion of looking better. But just don't try to go tear your left bicep.
Maybe because they get wrong.
It gets wrong because they usually, attach both of them. And
one side
you have the bulky arm. But when you tear one side, which sounds like he tore just one side, not complete tear, you basically have that peak effect like Larry Wheels when he tore his.
Right.
But again, it's partially torn. It's just...
so it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. It's going to tear eventually.
Yeah, so he goes on and says, I lost a little stretch, but the peak I have now is so much better than it was before.
That's what you're saying, the peak, yeah.
I don't compete. Yes. And if I didn't point it out, you would never notice it or never know it's torn. Also, will my right bicep continue to grow as I train? Or will my left bicep overpower it in size?
Of course.
I'm concerned with symmetry. By the way, you asked me to send you a before and after pic, and I didn't know where to send it, so I sent it via message on your Instagram account. I am 72 years old, who went from 212 pounds to 250 pounds in 4 years of consistent progressive training. Thanks in advance, Gym Rat Matt.
So he's 72 and then turning the bicep.
He basically said he tore the bicep. He did not get the surgery, and he's basically asking if it's gonna like recover on its own.
Does it look better? Yeah, possibly. Is it going to get any better? Not at all. Again, you are 72.
Yeah.
Not to say anything negative on that, but if you're enjoying that peak, enjoy it. Is your left arm going to overpower your right arm? Yes, you have, because you're going to have more connection on your left arm. And your right arm is just a peak. It's a look. Are you going to have problems sending signals to have the same pump as your left arm? Yes, because you have partially torn arm. You know, there's not much you can do. You can repair it because it is cosmetic. A lot of people I know with partial tear never repaired it. They deal with it. I think the best arms in the industry that I've seen that had double torn bicep was Vince Taylor, and he attached it to have some of the best arms in the world.
Yeah, right.
You know, so the peak,
very nice peak.
Yeah. Again, it's just it's cosmetic.
The shape of the arm is not the problem. He can do so many exercises, especially pushes. The effect for the chest packle, the effect for the shoulder.
Because the upper
because
bicep
they attach it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's packle and front shoulder. It's not just the biceps. The term biceps is not big deal. But because they're not attached, he can push even like left side of the chest or front shoulder.
But should he get the surgery? He's 72 years old.
72
He's not
now.
competing. What does it matter?
Again, most of the time, like I said before, it's just, again, cosmetic. It's going to make a big difference. It might start affecting his bicep pumps. That's about it, because the signals are going to be different. Again, remember, everything is about, you know, what you can curl, how much you can curl, and that pump. At a certain age, you don't get those crazy pumps anymore. And now with that tear, after a while, you're going to start feeling slightly less of a pump in that area. But, you know, your left is going to be stronger. It's fully attached. Your right, if you like the peak, enjoy it, man. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, you're going to get it reattached. Might not look as, you know.
Turn the left side too.
Yeah. Don't tear it. That's what I said. First thing I said is don't try to tear your left just to make it even. Because it usually, most likely, will never be, you know.
All right, Gym Rat Matt.
That's why you say when Stellar was good. You know, both sides turn.
Very few people can actually tear an arm and have good arms like Vince Taylor. And I don't think.
By the way, guys, if you want to submit the questions and send pictures, send it to info@generation9.com.
Yes.
Make sure to pass it on to Victor.
That way you get the pictures. We get to check it out, you know. I'll try to find you later, but.
All right, Gym Rat Matt, H. Medina, thank you guys so much for the questions brought to us by Transparent Labs.
You need to take your muscles to the max! Whoa there, Turbo. Do you even know what's in that stuff? Oh, yeah. See, most protein powders are filled with artificial sweeteners, food dyes, and filler.
Really? I wouldn't put that stuff in my body.
Neither would I. Transparent Labs is made with just a handful of all-natural ingredients without any of the weird stuff. Transparent Labs. Protein without the weird stuff.
All right, so let's get into the main topic here today. It's the week of the Pittsburgh Pro.
Pittsburgh.
Finally here.
Pittsburgh, finally.
Yes, the war is on.
I'm going to read the list of men's open competitors. You guys tell me who do you think is going to win. All right, so we have William Bonac, Eric Lunsford, Martin Fitzwater, James Hollinshead, Michael Crizzo.
Grizzo's coming back.
Yeah.
First show back.
Leonardo Perez, Vitaly Good Vito, basically.
He turned the bicep
Good
too.
Vito looking crazy, man.
Good Vito just won
Rizzo,
the...
yeah.
Wow.
He was off for a few months.
Yeah, he was. Nick Walker and Eric Wood. So great lineup, right?
Yes. I say you have...
Who win?
Who will win?
Derek Lunsford.
Derek Lunsford is Mr.
No doubt.
Olympia, Arnold champion. Definitely the ball's on his court. You know.
And his back.
Yeah, his back. I
No
mean,
one has his back and core.
No, but the ball is on his court. He's the favorite to win.
Yeah.
You know, now let's say, again, the mutant comes out. He did say he's going to beat everyone.
He did say it, actually. He said,
Yes.
doesn't matter who's in the show.
He did. Mutant, Nick Walker, comes back, annihilates everybody. He's back on the map.
The question: why Drake Lunsford wants to do this show? He already win the Arnold Classic.
I don't know.
Why?
Don't ask me why.
He should be rest for Mr. Olympia. I cannot.
He should. He could be, but it's the first of this kind of the Pittsburgh. With the expo, the boss is hosting the show. It's gonna be crazy. I think I won't think I'll be able to get a hotel. I might have to get an Airbnb if I do go. But a few things are happening that day, so I'm trying to see if I can make it. But it's a show to be.
Yeah.
You both predict that Derek Lunsford will win. Both of you guys predicted.
I put the money in Drake.
Who will get second and third?
Second. Yeah, that's the debate.
Listen, Gavito just came out from a great win.
Arnold Classic South America.
Arnold Classic Brazil. And he's just looking crazy, man.
Yeah.
So if anybody is gonna, take Nick up for his money, will be him. Because he's just coming off a win. He's coming off polish.
Yeah.
And Nick is, going for the comeback. He competed last
Good
year.
Vito. Didn't we see Good Vito in
Yeah, we filmed with him.
in Brazil?
He lives in Brazil, yeah.
Who?
I mean, how does
Good
he look
Vito.
in person, bro?
That's
I'm gonna
great,
go
yeah,
crazy.
No, he's huge.
He's huge.
What about Michael Crizzo? I mean, he looks...
Rizzo's coming back as well. So you have guys, you have, Nick Walker, Crizzo.
Crizo had an injury. I don't know how he can come back.
Let's see how he's going to recover. Again, you can come back from injuries, but you got to remember with Crizzo, he's got great condition. His condition is probably one of the best.
Jacob, they say if he bring the condition, he can be win Mr.
He
Olympia.
has some of the best
did say
condition.
that.
If he comes in with that condition, when he actually, crossed over to the IFPB, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But
don't forget, Martin Fitzwater is also, nobody ever talks about him.
Fitzer,
He's very good.
No, Martin, again, he's another top guy. Right. He got fourth in last year's Olympia. So it's a stacked lineup. It's a great show. I want to be there and see it front and center because
me too.
I don't think you're going to get the full effect through streaming or anything else. But it's a strong lineup. So right now, those are definitely your top 5 guys right there.
I put the Nick Walker in second.
So Derek Lunsford first, Nick Walker second?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go between Good Vito and Nick Walker. But right there, it's like...
This is a huge show for Nick Walker, by the way. It's his comeback show.
Yes.
And if he doesn't win the show, he needs to go to New York Pro immediately, right? To qualify, basically, for the Olympia.
Well, New York Pro is the follow-up show.
I
think a few guys that are doing the Pittsburgh are going forward to the New York Pro.
Yeah.
Because now you're going for qualifications.
Yeah.
So why not? It'd be crazy if you do the Pittsburgh and not the New York Pro.
Right.
They should go both hand in hand. I mean, it's going to be a stacked weekend, man. I have my friend's daughter's graduating the same weekend as the New York Pro, and I'm like,
oh,
damn.
I know. It's just...
you have to show up, man.
I know. It's, but I'll find a way to still support her. I have to be for New York Pro working purposes, and it's gonna be a fun couple of weeks.
Well, I think Nick Walker has a lot of pressure right now
A lot of pressure, I agree.
to show up himself in the stage.
Yeah.
But again, second place or third place for Nick Walker tastes like a win because he wasn't in the stage.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going for that. I can beat everybody. His exact statement is, I don't think is one to go in to settle for second. Derek Lunsford, any small glitch can turn this from a win to a lose.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
So one small thing, if he stresses out, flies in wrong, just everybody has to be right on the money.
Yeah, definitely.
So right on the money, Derek, Mr. Olympia, and again, I like, I keep mentioning these two guys only because their physiques is right there close to one another, Nick Walker and
If he was coaching Derek Lunsford, and Derek say, "I want to compete in Pittsburgh," do you let him?
I don't think I ever like to make a choice for athletes when it comes to competing. Like just choose a show, do it. Because let's say some of the guys are off and you know your athletes could have been on, he's gonna start blaming you. So I don't think any coach should ever decide on an athlete's choice because they should make their own choice.
So Chris City doesn't have any word to say.
He probably has some.
I mean, Derek is his own man. Again, this is a big show. It's kind of like guest posing at the Pittsburgh, just guest posing alone. It's stacked up. I think one of the biggest guest posing shows for most athletes.
Yeah.
Now this is an actual show.
His actual show.
If Nick Walker ends up winning the show, that means he just beat the Mr. Olympia
and Arnold
Classic brand new champion.
He has a high chance of getting the Mr. Olympia. His chances will be so much higher. Than not. So he's got 2 chances. I think winning the Pittsburgh will just kind of seal the deal.
That year he get third in Mr. Olympia, which is the last year he competed in Mr. Olympia.
2 years ago,
Derek Lunsford get second.
Did he?
Right.
I think so.
And Hadi won,
Hadi won.
Nick got third,
Nick got third. Derek Lunsford second.
Yeah.
So they are very close, but Derek Lunsford, they improved a lot since 3-4 years ago.
Yes, he has.
And Nick Walker didn't compete at Mr. Olympia for 3 years right now.
You never
Last time was Nick Walker's New York Pro.
So last year.
New York Pro last year.
And he wasn't that good either.
Yeah, he was saving it for the big show, the Olympia, and then he didn't show up. So now he's right back to another third comeback.
Yeah.
And again, it's hard to say.
I think that Martin and Nick Walker has the debate for second and third.
Yeah, but Martin's got to bring that condition, though. The last show, he did win, but his condition wasn't great. But his, again, overall balance and aesthetic is definitely, the build of a champion. So, and I like his physique.
Yeah, his physique like a bodybuilder.
Why is nobody mentioning William Bonac? It seems like he's
no longer... Bonac, he won the last show. When you're looking at these guys, and again, you're comparing the physiques in a full, manner. But Derek is, probably the same height as William.
William
which
Bonac,
is more complete.
When I see William Bonac body, he has a very nice body. Everything is there, but his body is tired. His body is screaming to let me rest. But everything is there. Conditioning is there. Size is there. And because he doesn't have that height, that he's a little bit shorter than everyone, it's little bit get weight goes up. He get bulky. So everything is there. I think he need a little bit rest.
You don't think he's going to win the show?
No, definitely not. I'm not putting him to the top 5 either.
It's funny, if we were to have this conversation maybe 4 years ago, he would be always...
I put him to the top 3.
Yeah, he's a strong competitor. But now, you're competing with much younger guys,
It's a brand new world out there now.
Brand new world. You have, I think
he's
changing all the guards,
He's plus 40? How old he is?
Yeah, he's definitely over 40, I think.
William Bonac.
45.
So Tarek El Gundy randomly said that I guess he's making his predictions kind of early, but he said that Andrew Jack might be tough to beat at the 2025 Olympia. He's got everything in place. Andrew Jack is obviously...
Well, what did Andrew Jack place? I think we could put it up on the screen. Right? I think 42. At the Olympia, right?
Fifth. He got 5th place.
Oh, he's still young, man.
Andrew Jack at Mr. Olympia?
5th place, right?
5th place.
Yeah.
So he's saying he's going to improve that much more to beat everybody at this year's Olympia.
He was good at Arnold Classic too.
Yeah, I think he has, in my opinion, the biggest room for improvement. He looks incredible. I think he's an athlete that is going to be competing for a long time.
I like his conditioning at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, I think so too.
He brings the very good conditioning, but he still need balance for upper body and lower body.
I think he's going to get there soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah.
I think next year he's one of the ranking 1, 2, 3 on Mr. Olympia, and this year he's pushing himself for 3 to 4 in Mr. Olympia. He's very dangerous. He has everything. He's a tall, big dude. Conditioning, the muscle maturity, he has everything. I think this is time for him. But
I'm surprised he's not doing Pittsburgh Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he
huge.
just won the last show. He qualified, so he's got to keep his eye on the Olympia, which is, the show to win. And I know they were pointing out, a few people in social media were pointing out to his calves.
I'm surprised Samson
little
didn't.
wobbly.
Why Samson didn't do this show?
Samson?
I mean, he
did a lot.
Come on,
man.
he lost his championship in the Honor Classic 3 months ago.
Yeah, but he did a lot, and then right now to do the Pittsburgh, which was, 2.5 months after the Arnold, he will be putting the Olympia on the line.
Yeah.
And I mean, can he do it next year? Most likely. If he wins the Olympia, most likely he'll do the Arnold in the Pittsburgh. Why not? But he's did a lot, bro. He did a lot of shows last year. So for you to keep going is for you to actually get yourself out of the Olympia lineup.
The sort of the body like him or Wood, the more competition, they get more conditioning.
Yes. More conditioning, again, when you do them closer. When you start now 3 months away, that's a lot of dieting, man.
Right now, we are middle. Of between Arnold and Mr. Olympia.
Vic, what's the most amount of shows you've done as a pro in 1 year?
As a pro?
Like in 1 year?
Probably maybe 1, 2, 3, probably 5.
Wow.
It's a lot.
5? Yeah, it's a lot, man. And
you did it just because you wanted to compete or because you needed to qualify?
No, it needed to qualify, it needed sponsors, it's just when you
the
feel
contract
good,
for the reader too. You wasn't reader?
No, he's MD.
No, Weeder never signed me, bro. Weeder never liked me.
but I remember back then after Mr. Olympia, it's like a Europe tour. Yeah? Everyone goes to Europe tour, yeah?
The Europe tours ended.
Ended
they're already gone. The Grand Prix were gone already. So you had basically the Olympia, then you had Spain. And then the whole fiasco with with the organizations back in 2017, Spain was gone.
Yeah.
So now, these other shows will come up. LVS Pro came later. Do
you remember
Australia?
Do you remember at one point they had Arnold Asia and they had Arnold South Africa?
Arnold Europe, Arnold South Africa,
In Korea, I think they had one in Asia, right?
Yeah.
And now it's all gone. Australia's gone too,
Australia
right?
too, yeah.
Australia's gone,
So what's left? Just the main Arnold and what?
Right now, the Arnold Brazil
yeah.
and Europe.
And
you still have Spain?
In Europe, Spain.
Wait, nobody
one in
goes to
UK?
Spain anymore, though.
I mean, the last year was there.
What was the one in UK? They made one in UK.
nobody
UK
knows.
too, yeah. Last year was UK too, yeah.
But it's not a good lineup.
No.
So why those other Arnolds are gone? Like, I mean, it's a big
2017, you win in Spain, yeah? Arnold Classic Spain.
No.
You won Spain before.
No, 2011.
2011 was?
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, 2011.
I did 2011, 12, I did 13. No, not 12. 13 and 14. Yeah.
So, guys, you know what happened with Arnold?
17, did 17 as well.
Why the Arnold Classics disappeared from Australia, from Asia?
Well, Australia
They
was
started
COVID.
separation, Dr. John Dwyer, IFBB Amateur and Jim Mania NPC.
No, that's for Spain. But
No,
what
that's
happened
for
with
Spain. But Australia, what ended Australia was COVID.
But COVID is gone now.
I know, but it never
Never come
recovered
back.
because they still had, Australia was like crazy with the whole COVID
Even
crap,
now,
you know?
I mean,
No, they were crazy about it. And I don't think people were, think about it, it started 2020. They didn't start normal till 2023 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like major
what about South
paranoia
Africa?
over
What happened
there.
with South Africa?
They don't have
South Africa was just didn't get enough, I guess, competitors or sponsors.
But the one in Spain now, is that under the
organizers.
MPC or is that under
That's
IFBB
under
Elite?
Santoga.
Elite.
So when they
Santoga.
disbanded, I think it created a lot of issues too for the leagues.
That's a problem. That's a problem for Europe because the Europe has to be using the elite, and Arnold don't want to do that. They give them the professional leagues to NPC, and then give them the amateur to elite. And this middle, they had a lot of fights.
Created a lot of infighting. Yeah.
Also, they didn't have enough competitors for the elite. I mean, who was going to the Arnold? Spain?
Crizzo was the lead
Crizzo,
guy.
and then Crizzo had to go because he's not getting paid, so he had to make that choice.
What is one thing you wish you knew when you started bodybuilding that today you are self-aware of and would recommend other bodybuilders that are competing or starting out?
No, calculate your shows on hand, calculate what shows you're going to do. Make sure, obviously, the closer, the better. It was actually, you got to plan out your shows, but we would just kind of do a show and just focus on the show at hand. You never focus on, if I lose, because you kind of did every show to win.
Right.
There was, we didn't have the tour, and now you're doing these shows spaced out so far apart, then restrictions. I know I had restrictions with travel, so it was different for me. I mean, some athletes, they couldn't compete twice. They couldn't diet so many times. And once you qualify for a show, it almost made no sense because also the show purses were so little.
Yeah.
10 grand, it was like, why bother? So a lot of factors was the money and also you peaking for the show. So if anything, I would tell myself, just plan out for certain shows. And again, it was just New York Pro. Yeah. Ironman was gone, the Arnold, and the Olympia, LVS Pro. I mean, then some of the other shows would just come and go.
Yeah.
So you
Still
never
to this day,
had,
they come and go kind of, right?
Yeah, you never
They're
had
still
a
like
show you can focus on the calendar for the following year, because one year they're there and the other year it's not. So plan ahead, dig into what shows are going to be in your area, close to your competition, and plan your assault. That's all you can do. And maybe call ahead, call the sponsor. Are you going to have the show? And if you could get a guarantee, you can plan ahead. So that's the best thing you can do. That's it.
Ashwagandha, do you use it and what is it for?
Of course. It helps a lot. It helps with stress relief, cortisol levels. I think every athlete...
Balance hormones.
Balances hormones. I think every athlete that's prepping should use it because that's one of the things that most athletes have a problem with, and it's stress. Mm-hmm. Stress can break you down, change your condition, changes your focus. Ashwagandha, it's good, but make sure you get also a good quality one.
Yeah.
Because also now that the whole fad started with ashwagandha, you're going to get, some crappy ones, diluted ones, some that are not that great. So bootleg comes out. When something gets big, you're going to get some bootleg brands. So stick to something that's been around, stick to something more natural and more authentically, organically effective.
Yeah.
So don't just grab a brand you see on Amazon that says ashwagandha that's coming from, I don't know.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always reading the review. Exactly same thing. This product, all supplement company has protein and creatine. When which one has quality? It's like you go into the restaurant and you eat a steak. All restaurant has a steak, and which one has a good quality? Which one has
the quality? Quality is everything.
The quality is everything. Yes.
Yeah, and Transparent Labs actually has a great ashwagandha, so you guys just check them out. It's a very underrated
Look
supplement.
no further.
Very underrated supplement. Make sure you guys check them out. Obviously, highly recommended by Vic for hormones and obviously for stress, cortisol levels.
I believe ashwagandha, everyone has to be taking.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not working out, it's like biking, running, walking outside. You have to take it.
Right.
It's very good. It's a very good supplement to balance everything. Balance your mood. Sometimes you wake up, you're not in the mood.
Yeah, that's usually the biggest problem.
It's really good for the mood. Really, really good for the mood.
All right.
Does it help women with the period mood?
I don't
no saving that.
I don't know that.
Well, Vic was hoping you said yes, so he could buy
I know. I was hoping, man. Order a crate of that, There you have it, folks. Until next time, remember, follow us, like, and keep supporting our podcast. Thank you for your support. And until next time, remember, if you want to stream any of our prior podcast episode, tune into iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you stream your podcast. Until next time.
Peace.